Alright guys, just got back from Walmart. Had to pick up my pictures, my Christmas cards. And I know this didn't get out to everybody, these photo cards. But I did include the photo in my other Christmas cards that I sent out. So if you didn't get these, you'll still get the photo. So anyway, today is December 10th, 2015. And I know I told you guys in a previous blog earlier on this week about my ghost hunting crew. And I told you that I would kind of go more into them. I'm sorry, paranormal group. But I thought I'd take this time now to tell you more about them. So the name of our group is Search for the Haunted. And you can look us up on Facebook. I will put the link somewhere below in the description so you can look us up. But basically, it's a group of 5 of us. Well, technically 6. The other member, sometimes she can make it and sometimes she can't, but roughly there's about 5 of us. And we've got another person that's currently trying. I think she will join eventually, but I'll get more into that later. But currently there are 5 main people. Of course, there's myself. We have Dusty and Kristen Rogers from Chohowie, and we have Derek Siegler and Danielle Barrett, and they are from Higginsville. So that makes up our group, and we've had a really good group so far. Really, we started about 2 years ago. We started in 2013. I'm sorry. So yeah, about 2 years ago. But anyway, we started off investigating the Oliver Anderson house, which is located in in Lexington. For some reason, I want to say Higginsville. But anyway, it's in Lexington, and there's a battle that occurred during the Civil War. This particular building here was shot with a cannonball. That's not the building we investigated, but that kind of gives you an idea. This here is the building that we investigated. So, basically there's been stories of paranormal activity in the building. Anywhere from cold spots to voices, footsteps, and somewhat of apparitions. Now, the day when we went, we did not have all of the 5 current members. Danielle and Derek did not join our group until later. But we had 2 other members of our group. 3 other members of our group then that are not with us now. But anyway, as we went through, we didn't really catch anything at the time other than a cold spot. We did see that. About that time we got the cold spot, the 3 members that are no longer with our group tried taking pictures with their cell phones. All 3 cell phones shut off at the same time. When they went outside and got their phones turned back on, none of them had photos from the pictures that they were taking when the cold spot appeared. In fact, they had no photos whatsoever of the Anderson house, period. It's like it had been wiped clean. They had the outside, but they did not have the inside of the building. So, which we kind of had to mark up is really weird. However, it was not enough to... We didn't have anything to validate it to say, here's our evidence. This really happened. Because the footage that we had no longer existed. So, all we can do now is just say, like, hearsay, hey, we saw a cold spot. That's us telling you another story about it. But we had nothing to catch it. But I will show you some of the things that we did catch. See if I can bring this up for you. These are sounds. Let me play it back. Hold on.
When you come down the stairs, or a friend. If you can finish this.
So those are the things that we caught at the Anderson house. Again, we didn't really catch a whole lot other than we caught that cold spot earlier, like I said, but we had nothing to validate it. This is where we did catch, though. It's just basically some EVPs that we did not hear at the time, but later on my digital recorder picked it up. The footsteps that you heard, we did not hear at the time. We heard that later. Also, the possible voice saying yes, and the shave and the haircut, the finish of the shave and the haircut. We did not hear at the time, but we did hear it later. So, another place that we investigated, and this stuff came up this year. One was a private house, and I cannot give you the location. But this one, we did have Derek and Danielle on the team. So I will show you what we caught. I can bring it up for you. Okay. Okay, so basically you just saw the footage that we had from that private location. We had at one point that night, I had EVPs, or not EVPs, I'm sorry. I had the K2 meter, and the K2 meter kept lighting up throughout that night when I would ask questions. At that time, my friends, two of them, Dusty and I believe Danielle, went into the other room. About that time, no, it wasn't Danielle. But anyway, they went into that room to check it out. The other member was Lindsay. But they went into that room to check it out. I told the entity to go ahead and make a knock on the wall, which that's what you hear there. I asked it to knock into the room that they were in to see if it could scare them. And it knocked. Or at least something knocked. We don't know what it was, but something knocked. We had that, like I said, the K2 kept going off that night. Is it enough to say it was haunted? No. But all we can say is it's basically paranormal activity. It was things that happened that night that we just can't explain. And we just kind of leave other people's interpretations up to themselves as to what they think it may be. So, let me see. And then here is some footage I will show you from our last investigation. This one was in, I'm trying to think. This one was at a cemetery. And I'm trying to think if I got a photo. I don't know if I have a photo of it. Okay, I don't have a photo for it. I just tried looking, but that was the battle in Lone Jack. But anyway, we try to go out to the cemetery, and I'll show you some of the footage that we caught. We did catch some things that we thought were voices throughout the night. I'm not able to show you all that footage as of right now, but like I said, I will show you a little bit here of something that we did catch that's more visual. So,
Temperature dropping. Temperature dropping. Stay there. Alright, you got my attention. You're making that temperature drop. Ooh. You're making that temperature drop. This is awesome. We are experiencing temperature drop as Darby is trying to communicate. Who am I talking to?
and Darby, by the way, she was one of just helping us out that night. Although I think she probably will join our group at some point.
You're making the temperature drop. What?
There was something on the other end. It was a lot of crackling sounds. It would go hum up and down, up and down.
Temperature is dropping. We were at 77 and we went down to 73, and it has drained the battery from my device.
Okay, so basically, as that time progressed, now they are outside, but for it to drop that fast as it did for him, it was from 77 to 73 in just a matter of I would say a span of about a minute. So for that to happen, we don't know if we really have an explanation for that. I know the temperature can drop, but I don't know if temperature can drop 4 degrees that quick outside. Because we're talking about the summertime, and we're talking that it's, because this was back in July, and you know, it was a time of day where generally the temperature won't drop that quick right away. Again, I don't know, but for that to happen, and then for her battery to just all of a sudden drain out, we just don't have an explanation for it. But again, not enough to call it. I don't really know if it would be enough to call it paranormal. It could be something with the weather. It could have been just her battery draining just happens to drain at the exact same time. I don't know. Like I said, we're not a group that tries to draw into any conclusions and then automatically just say, oh yeah, the place has got to be haunted. We try to look at every aspect, but at the same time, we kind of want to show this stuff to the rest of our group, and eventually to the people out there to see what your take is on it. So again, it's something we may not have an explanation for, but maybe you will. But anyway, that is my group, and we will be meeting on Christmas. Well, we will be meeting Saturday to celebrate Christmas, which I will upload Saturday, because that's when we're having the party. So I will try to upload it Saturday night. So, but that gives you an idea about my group. And that's all I have for now. So until next time, I will see you guys later.